Hey everyone, and welcome back to another amazing, relatable, unfiltered episode of The Shift Show. I'm Kayla, your host, and a girl who just saw Nao in concert in LA yesterday after her not touring for 6 years. So I'm still beaming because Nao is one of my favorite artists ever, and also I saw Beyonce Sunday, so I am literally in the clouds right now, so I'm also very excited to talk about what I got to talk about because I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I usually make like an outline or something of like what I'm gonna talk about every episode, and also I always deviate from it because certified yapper over here. Like I should have got my master's in yapping versus kinesiology, but nonetheless, welcome back. Hope you guys are all ready for an amazing episode because boy oh boy, we have things to talk about. Let's get into it. Okay, so I've had this episode idea for months actually. I was originally gonna do this one as my first one, but I'm like, I can't really start talking shit about people, like a group of people for a minute. Like I gotta let my listeners know what type of girly I am. But I feel like now I can do that. Anyways, I was listening to a different podcast, earlier this week, which I love. I love that podcast down. It's called Unhinged and Immoral. It's girlies from TikTok. I love it down. However, in their podcast, they were like how they were like raised to like call people older than them like Mr. and Mrs. And I feel like there's such like a disconnect with that. Well, maybe not a disconnect because like how be that as it may, that I do agree, like, yes, like, I do think that children should be calling, like, their elders, like, Mr., Miss, whatever, or even, like, auntie, like, I'm cool with that. I do agree with that to a certain extent, though, because I do feel like the older generation tries to, like, use that, like, oh, I deserve respect, but, like, you're a child and you don't, so I'm like, like, yes, you deserve that respect, but also, I still deserve respect even though I'm a child. However, I'm 24 now. I'm gonna be 25 in about a month. Don't get me wrong, if I am meeting, I don't know, like, my mom is in her 50s, but, like, still, like, her friends I've known for years, so I don't have that, like, issue or whatever. So I feel like it's just, like, a different dynamic also. But, okay, I say all this to say, I went to Costco one day, and I only go, like, once a month. So this was this year, though, so I've only been a couple times this year. But I was in Costco, and someone's name tag read, like, their name tag read Miss Renee. And I was like iffy about that because I'm like, I don't think I like that. Because why do you need to be called Miss at work by your coworkers? Like, I feel like working with a bunch of different generations, especially being on the like older side of Gen Z, like I think Gen Z starts in 98 and I was born in 2000. So being on the older side of Gen Z and seeing like the younger side come into work, like come to the workforce and everything, it's definitely like, it's very different. Especially because I graduated high school pre-pandemic. And most of my like younger generation Z coworkers graduated high school post-pandemic. So there's a very large disconnect with like us alone, like our generation alone, but also our generation with like boomers as a whole. And do I agree a lot of the times with Gen Z, like younger Gen Z? Absolutely not. But when it comes to like working with older adults, oh, yes, I do. So I brought up the whole like Miss Renee thing because it just kind of like, I feel like she looked like a boomer and she looked like me. So for me to say she looked like a boomer, she's probably significantly older than she actually was. But I'm like assuming she's a boomer, which is like what, I don't know, you gotta be born in the 60s to be a boomer. I don't really know exactly the years, to be honest, but like between like late to early 60s, late 50s to early 60s. So, cool, whatever. Like, obviously still, like, young enough to be in the workforce and not, like, have people feel bad for you. Because when I see, like, elderly people working, I'm always like, damn, our system is so corrupt, they can't even retire. They could also be bored, but nonetheless. Anyways, I felt like this literally since I started working. that like boomers and even like some Gen X, I am not a Gen X, a boomer apologist at all. Mostly because I feel like a lot of them are parents and they would like expect their children and young children to like learn something right away. You would expect like a 5-year-old to do exactly what you said as soon as you said it. I expect you, who has a fully developed brain and has had a fully developed brain, you know, the brain fully develops at 25, allegedly. You've had a fully developed brain for the last 40, 50 years, 30 years. You know what you're doing. But I feel like they also have like this weird power dynamic. They're like, oh, I'm older than you. I don't have to listen to you. I don't have to respect you. I don't have to do none of this because I'm older than you. Wrong answer, forehead. I say all this to say, I got promoted, obviously. I'm still 24. I got promoted when I was 24. So I got promoted within the last year. I came into my new store with people who have been working there longer than I've been alive, which like 24 isn't really that long, but I feel like that's a long time to stay in one career at one location, especially. Like you've seen like this company, you have seen it do a full 180, to be honest. But some of my team members are significantly older than me. Some of them are older than like my mom, like my parents, like some of them are older than them. And there was like an interesting like dynamic between us when I first started. They didn't listen to me. They felt like I didn't know how to do my job. They felt that I was incompetent, mostly because they were older and they had been doing it longer than I have. And my thing was always, I got promoted and you didn't. Like, not even to be rude. I swear I was not trying to be rude, but I'm always like, dang, I got promoted and you didn't. What does that say about you? Because I didn't do nothing. You're testing me, quote unquote, testing me to see if I know if what I'm doing. I literally had one team member who is in her 50s. She was like, oh, can you do this task? And I was like, okay, whatever. I didn't think anything of it. I thought she wanted me to do it because she was leaving. And I'm like, oh, like, yeah, I'll do it. She came back a couple seconds later. I had done it. Came back a couple seconds later. She's like, oh, I just wanted to make sure you knew what you were doing. Hello? Who the fuck are you? I don't care that you've been here for X amount of years. You didn't get promoted. You ain't been promoted. She's also been complaining about her raise, but like, that's another story. Anyways, beyond that, I feel like working retail is the one place where you'll be like 21 years old going to a 65-year-old's birthday party. That's not your family. Like retail like breeds like the craziest friendships, because I got a homegirl who I want to say she just turned like 51. Oh, that is my girl. Okay. She was able to secure me one of those Trader Joe's lunch bags. Oh my God, that lady is my girl. And like I said, she's the same age as my mom, but that is my girl. Okay. I am a rider for her. Anything she need, I got her. Okay. So I'm like, retail really does like breed them, but it also is like the dynamic between both parties. I can admit my generation are not the best people. We got to be realistic here. We're not. Like, one thing I do love about Gen Z is if we're not happy, we're going to quit. Not right now. Not the best idea with the way the economy is going. But previously, yeah, you piss me off. You're rude to me. You're not like providing the working conditions that you should. Oh, we're leaving. I ate that up. And boomers are literally the complete opposite. They stay at a company for 30, 40 years hoping that it changes, and then mad that Gen Z is mad that it sucks. They'll be like, oh, I've been here 30 years and I never complained once. And whose fault is that? I'm like, and the thing is, okay, my thing with like boomers and Gen X is that at least boomers are outright with it. Like, don't get me wrong. I do feel like, okay, boomers and Gen X, they call millennials like lazy, and then they call millennials entitled, and then they call Gen Z lazy. I low-key think I would switch that. I'm willing to say that Gen Z can be quite entitled. They literally come to the workforce and they're like, oh, you need to bend backwards over for me. Wrong answer. That's not correct. I am the anomaly. The people I am friends with are the anomaly. I fear I am Miss Keep a Job. My family jokes that like I always got a job, which is the truth. This is the first time in like these last like 4 or 5 months are the first time in a very long time I've only had one job. So they're not wrong. Like, I'm not even doing any side hustles unless we count like podcasting as such. But I'm like, yeah, this is the first time in a long time that I've just been going to my retail job and going home and minding my business. But we also like a check, and the people that I'm friends with like to go out. We are keeping our jobs. Beyond that, I don't want to just like be dissing boomers. I promise that's not the point of this episode. I pinky promise. But like, I think, actually, I don't know. I don't really know if I get the most hate from like Gen X or from boomers. But all I know is that when I started, everybody hated me because I was young. I literally was like, oh yeah, I just got my master's degree like a couple months ago. Oh, they hated that. I have people like, how old are you? And I'm like, oh, I'm 24. How did you get a master's degree at 24? I literally just did not stop going to school. Like, if you like think about somebody who has been in school for 20 years, which is what I was doing, I literally started preschool at 4, and I did not stop going to school until I was 23. So I got my master's degree. Duh. Like, I didn't even, like, I finished undergrad early, but like, also even if I didn't, I'm like, this is still like, I went to school this whole time. But be that as it may, working with a multitude of generations, with a multitude of personalities, has been quite the experience. I will say that. And again, I promise I'm not just dissing boomers. I'm probably going to talk about everybody. Again, like I said, I could not start this series out with talking shit about just everybody. I needed y'all to get, warm up to me a little bit. Make sure I still have my loyal listeners. But beyond boomers and their, oh, we're going to stay at a job for 30 years, even if it sucks. And then when people come in and like, oh, I don't like it here because it sucks, I'm going to go do something else, get mad. We then have the entitled lazy ass millennials. Personally, I think I hate a millennial. Like, I don't know what it is about them, but okay, so throwing this back to like Twitter circa 2022, 2021-ish, I want to say around that time. Like, I remember being at home because I remember being at school and at home. So it might have been 2020, 2021. I remember someone my age, they were like in undergrad too. So we were around the same age. Being like, damn, Gen Z can't catch a break because, like I said, Gen Z started in 1998. Boom, 9/11. Excuse me. Boom, Hurricane Katrina. Excuse me. Actually, hold on. I missed one. Boom, Columbine. Boom, 9/11. Boom, Katrina. Like, mind you, we're only on 3 and it's 2005 already. Look, I actually don't remember when Saddam Hussein was, I don't remember anyways, but I know that I was a child. Boom, the 2008 recession. Boom, Ebola. Oh my God. Like, we literally could not catch a break. And like, the way that I could literally keep going simply based off the dome, like, and I'm going to miss stuff because this is going off the dome, but we had COVID, Black Lives Matter movement, the Me Too movement, and the overturning of Roe v. Wade within a 2-year, year and a half time frame. Bitch, I'm 21. I'm supposed to be outside. I celebrated my 21st birthday damn near inside. I had a birthday party with just my family. Like, boom, Donald Trump's elected the first time. I was 16 when that happened. Like, the I don't want to say the resurgence because that's a bad word. The influx is literally what I meant to say. Don't know where that came from. Nonetheless, the influx of school shootings. Bro, I literally cannot count how many school shootings happened when I was in 6th through 12th grade alone. The biggest ones, of course, Sandy Hook, Virginia Tech. I actually don't know what year that was. I think it was like 2009, so I was still in elementary school, but like still. Virginia Tech, Parkland. Are you kidding me right now? Like, the list literally goes on. Gen Z literally, like, our lives started with bullshit. Because, again, 98, Columbine happened in 99. We literally couldn't, like, I'm not saying we couldn't catch a break because obviously, like, we did not, like, obviously, like, this affected our lives because I know me and my friends who were born in 98 do not remember a time where TSA did not exist to the extent it matters that it does. We were literally quite born into bullshit, especially when you're like older Gen Z. Like our life started with the bullshit. But I remember like somebody tweeting like literally, oh, duh, this was not in 2021. This was like peak pandemic, peak Black Lives Matter movement. So 2020, someone's tweeting out, fuck, like Gen Z can't catch a break. We have da 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 da, like listed everything that we have been through, and we have fuck ass millennials talking about some. Well, what about? Wait a minute, you're starting to sound like all lives matter. I tell you, Pookies, you guys are starting to sound like all lives matter. But with that, you cannot be like, damn, this kind of sucks for me, without a millennial being like, well, what about me? Wait. Okay, this can also suck for you, but can I have my moment because I said something? Like, working. One of the managers that do not like me, I know that lady is a millennial, and I literally cannot explain why she don't like me, but maybe this is the reason I have all this hate and gusto towards her, towards them. But literally, no matter what anyone says, like, damn, I can't believe it rained when I'm supposed to be going out. Well, it rained on my, okay. That is literally how millennials are in the workplace. They literally are like, I've been working here for so long, and just things, they're low-key boomers. Especially them older ones. Especially the ones born in the 80s. Them especially is boomers. Boomers reincarnated. Which I fear that might mean my generation might be Gen X reincarnated. Well, with the way that my mother acts, her unserious ass, yeah, I might be. But be that as it may, working with a multitude of generations has not been the easiest. And we're going to continue this conversation right back. Okay, now that I've dragged both boomers and millennials, we're not done though. Oh my god, I forgot to say it, and we're back. But like I said, now that I've dragged those two, low key, working with younger Gen Z hasn't been fun either. I kind of see what the boomers be talking about. Because what the hell do you mean, oh, I'm not going to do my job because I don't feel like it? I'm taking, like, okay. I really do love that Gen Z is like, we do need mental health days. I wholeheartedly agree. Like I just mentioned, we have lived through too many things to be like, oh, I'm actually like, fine. I'm actually like doing well as an individual. You're a liar. Like, no one's doing perfect. No, like we all have some issues up here. I pointed at my head. I realized I'm not recording still. Maybe I'll set a goal to start recording my episodes by the first one in June, the first like Tuesday of June. Is that fair? I feel like that's doable. Anyways, I really, really do love the creation of mental health days. I've taken one this year. I don't think needing a mental health day needs to be like validated or justified by anyone else but yourself. But however, we do have to be realistic. Like, a thing that I'm like, that I speak to like a lot of people about like as of late is like, okay, we became adults and you thought what was going to happen? You weren't going to become a billionaire overnight. You weren't going to hit the lottery and become a millionaire. Like, that wasn't realistic. So what else is there? We need money to like live and survive. Maybe this is just me, and I'm like, I do like my job. Like, I have to be realistic. I really do. I haven't been liking it right now because they need to hire somebody, because I went from overseeing 5 areas to 10 overnight, and I like hate this right now. But I feel like a lot of this is like actually like millennials too, but like later Gen Z, like those who graduated like post pandemic, and then like also later millennials are constantly like, I need a mental health day because stupid. Like, okay, I can't, like, this may sound politically incorrect, but Y'all, I paused because there is someone like, I guess next door or two doors. I don't actually know how far they are. On a microphone. I don't know what they're doing, but they got a lot going on. And my neighbors be pissing me off because why do you need a microphone at 11:31 p.m. on a Thursday? What are we doing? Anyways, back to what I was saying. Not to sound politically incorrect, but I have the same feeling about like mental health days that I do gentle parenting. Like it's a spectrum in itself. It's a spectrum because gentle parenting does not mean passive. It just means you're not beating the shit out of your kids. Oh, I eat that up. However, gentle parenting and passive parenting, there's a very fine line between the two. And we got to be careful not to cross it. And then you have like mental health days, and then that fine itty bitty piece of thread line between that and like being lazy. Like, how often are you going to need a mental health day? We got to be realistic. Like, I don't know if I'm being crazy. And like I said, I like my job. So I'm like, I don't typically need mental health days because I kind of enjoy the job I'm doing for the most part. Like, I have no real complaints other than like I am without a peer and have been for almost a month now. So it's been a little rough. But before that, I'm like, okay, don't get me wrong, customers suck, but people suck everywhere. But like I was saying, I don't get, like, we became adults, and obviously, like, the state of the world right now sucks. The state of us having to be adults right now sucks. The workforce sucks. But also, pros and cons to everything, pay my bills. Bitch, I pay my bills. My bills are paid. Shout out to Amy from, shout out to Amy from 1,000 Pound Sisters. I gotta watch that episode from this week, actually. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm just, like, in a different, like, headspace than a lot of people. But I am, like, you became an adult. You have to go to work. You can't keep taking these mental health days. We gotta be realistic. If you don't like your job, the least you could... Okay. And look, if someone hates their job, but they are actively on the hunt for a new job, I let them slide. Like, okay, you know what? You hate it here, or you hate it wherever you're at, but you are still looking for a job every, like, day in and day out. Yeah, I get it. Cool. That's fair. You hate your job and you're just kind of here every day. You're not even remotely looking. Oh, I don't care. You clearly want to be here in my head. And like I said, the workforce sucks, but you're also not trying. We have to be realistic. So, yeah, later Gen Z can be quite lazy because they're like, oh, they want me to do this, that, and the third. It's in your job description. That was actually in the job description that was posted on the website that you applied on. Yeah, well, I want you to do that. Yeah, that is literally what you were hired for. You were read your job descriptions when you were interviewed. You were asked certain questions when you were interviewed. This was brought up during your training. Like, you had ample time to be like, wait a minute, I don't want to do all that, and figure out, like, oh, this is not the job for me. I don't care no more. Girl, fuck you. Like, what are we talking about right now? So, I, like, wholeheartedly do understand where, like, boomers come from. However, it's their approach to a lot of things. Oh, I just cracked the code. It is boomers and Gen X approach to a lot of things. In and outside the workforce. Like, they don't know how to talk to people. They be talking to people crazy because they were spoken to crazy. And I feel like we should just stop the pattern. We should stop that trauma. Duh. But no one wants to listen to me ever, I swear. Be that as it may, again, me and the people I know are anomalies. I don't have a plan to call out anytime soon. But like I said, I'm fine. I'm literally chilling. I literally schedule my dentist, my doctor, my whatever appointments around, like, working. Like, it doesn't bother me. Management is very lenient when you do your job. Like, I feel like life would be a lot easier if everybody just did their job and did, even if you're doing the bare minimum, even if you're like, okay, like, this is all that is in my job description. This is all I was told to do today. Cool. You're still doing better than a lot of people are. But with that, we're going to take a quick break, mostly because I need some water. But we'll be right back. And we're back. Um, it's also quite warm. We're having a very warm weekend in Los Angeles. My room is quite hot. I also hate the heat. I get irritable. Hence why when I go to Disneyland with my best friend, we no longer go in the hot months. We do not go in July and August because I'm not going to be sweating in there. Plus, it's crowded. So, not having a time. Anyways, we're back. Random, but connects to what I'm going to say. I know my generation, like 1998 to like 2002, like us like quote unquote zillennials, um, remember this show called Austin and Ally, and there was one character. Her name is Trish, played by Rainy Rodriguez. And every other like day or week, really, she had like a new job. She literally like one embodies Gen Z. Most importantly, embodies one of my cousins. That girl, let me tell you, she's literally 26. She turned 26 this year. I be feeling like she's had 26 jobs since she's been an adult. So what is that? 8 years? Why have you had a job? Why have you had 26 jobs in 8 years? And that may not be literal, but for those of you who don't know, this is this is it.
Yes, you got a job at Cupcakes. Yes, you got a job at Shredder's Beach Club. Yes, you got a job at the Halloween-atorium. Yes, you got a job at the mall customer service. Yes, you got a job at you got a job at Champy Sports Group. Yes, who hates your new job at Rico's Tacos? Yes, you got a job as the mall's dog walker.
Literally, my cousin has a new job every time I blink. She'd be like, oh yeah, I hated that job, so I have a new job at so and so. What? And I don't hate my job. Don't get me wrong, pros and cons. The pros outweigh the cons for sure, but the cons do be beating my ass sometimes. But, girl, goddamn. And here's the thing. She's gonna know exactly who she's gonna know I'm talking about her. Because I swear to God, I blinked too hard and that girl got a new job and she's like, what are you doing? I think I can count on one hand how many jobs, like, I can count, like, she's had at least 3 jobs in the last 2 years. And don't get me wrong, I could be wrong, but I feel like I'm not. Anyways, her and Trish De Rosa are the embodiment of Gen Z. They be like, damn, I hate it here. Okay, bye. And like, literally today, I had to convince my team members to not quit. They're like, I'm gonna just quit. For what? For what? What are you telling me right now? Huh? And I have to be like, a lot of my team members, like, we're like very close to the same age. Like, they're like 22, 23, 24, and I'm 24. I'll be 25. So I have to act like I'm so much older than them sometimes by being like, how are you going to pay for your bills? You guys tell me you like to go out. You guys are telling me, oh, I went this place. Oh, I went this place. Oh, I went that place. You guys are telling me, oh, I love to go to these places. How you going to do that with no job? In this economy, you cannot quit a job without having a new one. And I don't think very many people is hiring right now. Like, and I tell them, I'm literally not telling you this, like, because I don't want you to quit, which I don't want you to quit in the middle of your shift. Please, please don't do that. But what I'm saying is, like, you're going to quit in the middle of your shift, be, like, relieved for a week and a half, and then what? Like, what are we doing after that? So, my team members are constantly, like, in a battle of, I fucking hate it here. And, okay, I do need money, which, like, I understand. I feel like that as a as a team member, too. But, like, we gotta be realistic. We're approaching our mid to late 20s, besties. I literally was convincing them all day today. They're like, oh, this is too much, which it has been a lot. This week has beat our ass. Like, I am gonna go in on Monday and, like, hope to God that I can catch up from the week that we've had, because the job is starting to cut hours, and if I don't catch up, oh, we're gonna be rolling over. We're gonna be catching up for the next several weeks. So this should be fun. But yeah, I don't have a but. I'm just gonna hope for the best. I won't hold you. I I don't know. I love that Gen Z is like that, but I also hate that this is our economy right now. And finding a job is very hard. I feel like these jobs are like posting like they're like the job postings aren't real. I think they're doing that to appease people. They're like, "Oh, look, companies are hiring." Whole time they're not hiring, bro. Like you're literally a liar, and I know that. But who's surprised? Companies have been playing these bald-headed, ugly-ass games for years. So, hell, I know plenty of companies who be saying that they hiring and they'll never be hiring. Which I work at a company like that. Gagged. But anyways, I do truly love that Gen Z's like, oh, I'm unhappy here. I'm not gonna stay here. And my thing about that is that boomers hate it. They're like, why can't they stick it out? Why are they not resilient? Da, da, da. Why do I have to be resilient at work? They're like, oh, I'm moving up the company. I got raises. I did this, and this. I went through this, that, and the third. Why do I have to do it? Like, I feel like if you are not trying to be CEO, COO, CFO, that exists, right? A CFO? I think so. I don't know. Anyways, I feel like if you're not trying to be like very, very high up, there is no reason you should be going through trials and tribulations at your goddamn job. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's about to be 2008 recession part two. Uh, we want to welcome you to the Beyonce Cowboy Carter Act 2. Like, it's literally going to be recession part two. But I feel like if you can get in where you fit in right now, set yourself up. And boomers hate us for that. They're like, oh, you guys can't stick it out. Oh, you guys are lazy. Oh, you guys don't like it when the going gets tough. You're absolutely right. Our lives have been tough enough. Like I mentioned earlier, Gen Z literally started with a bunch of bullshit. We went into the new, is it called a millennium? Yes, right? We went into a new millennium on some school shooter shit. Like, what the fuck is going on? What are we doing right now? So, God forbid a girl has hobbies. Like, God forbid a girl wants to be happy. Like, we're all broke. Rent is $1,005,000 to live in the ghetto and a studio apartment that's run down by rats and raccoons and roaches. Car notes are $1,010,000. Insurance is going up, especially if you live in the state of California. Most companies don't want to insure us no more. We like what is there? What is there? All we have left is our jobs and our friends. And you can pick those. You can pick both of those. I can't. I mean, don't get me wrong. I could pick where I live, but actually, I can't. Even, I need to live in a city that has an international airport. That has always been my thing. Like, yeah, you can pick where you live, but I'm a girl from a city that has 4 million people in it. my literal address is Los Angeles, California. Also, I'm pretty sure y'all can hear my family. Hold on. That was in fact my family, which you guys probably heard. Acting very, you know, you know, black people. Anyways, like I was saying, Gen Z don't be taking that bullshit, and I love that for us because for what? And how do I say this? Actually, I don't even have to hold my tongue on this pod because you guys don't care for real. I don't even know why I phrase it like hold my tongue because I can literally just say what I mean and mean what I say. But this is really like a black people thing, but like I'm my ancestors' wildest dreams. Like we really are. Like Gen Z, like later millennials, Gen Z, we truly are our ancestors' wildest dreams. Um, even like in the way that we like present ourselves in the workforce. Um, for instance, we take mental health days. We use our vacation days. I freaking don't. I haven't had a vacation day since goddamn February. I have one in 2 weeks, and it's barely a vacation day because I'm using my sick hour because I have a dentist appointment. I'm getting Invisalign put on, so that should be fun. But in the way that we like navigate the workforce, we truly are our ancestors' wildest dreams, and I feel like we don't even mean like ancestors, like our parents and grandparents, and like my like family generation is like, or like my family tree is a little like off, just because my grandmother had my mother at like 42 or something, like an insane age, mind you. She started over. I think her oldest was like 22, 23. So Granny started over for whatever reason, but not everybody's grandparent was born in 1927. Whatever. Um, shit. What was I saying? Oh, I feel like we're like even there at like wildest dreams. Like I have crazy stories, but that's just because customers are insane. Management has like calmed down a little bit, and we just don't take that anymore, so they don't act like that anymore. Boomers know that they can't, treat Gen Z the way that they used to, or the way that they were treated. And I feel like they get upset by that, and I feel like that they should be grateful. Like, oh, our kids and grandkids saw us struggling in the workforce, and they said no. They gave us, for the most part, they gave us the tools to be able to be like, I'm actually not taking that. I, not personally, not like me personally, but I know people who like watch their parents and grandparents struggle for a dead end job, or struggle to do a dead end job for years. It killed them damn near. Their parents like died on the job. Their parents like retired and died a year and a half later. Like, not parents, like grandparents. They're letting these jobs kill them. Like, that's a thing now. I literally, a few months ago, a team member like passed. Okay, don't get me wrong. I didn't really know that man, and I had only no, it was this year, so I had been there a minute. Like, I couldn't really, but I still just didn't know him. Like, I really only know my team and a handful of people who aren't on my team. Literally a handful. Like, I know my peers and a handful of their team members. But he wasn't that old. He had to have been like in his 60s. He passed while working as a team member for Target. He didn't even get a chance to retire. We are truly our ancestors' wildest dreams, because we are not taking no bullshit. I'm not living like that. I'm going to go enjoy my vacation days. I'm going to make sure I have enough time to have an outside life outside of my job. I'm going to make sure I am able to work out in the mornings, go to work, and still enjoy my day after. And if you don't know this about me, I'm a movie theater girl, bad. AMC hate to see me coming. That AMC A-list, mine, yoink. Okay, three free movies a week. Yeah, sign me the hell up. I think I saw 8 movies. I was at AMC 8 times in April. Like, I feel like I'm not even getting I feel like I'm not even using it for real, because I don't get my full 12 movies. And now they increased the price by $2, which is fine. Why, you ask? Because now you get to see 4 free movies a week. Like, are you kidding me right now? I get to see 16. Wait, 4, 8, 12. So yeah. Child, why couldn't I calculate that? We're not even talking about it. We're going to say that retail's beating my ass so bad that my brain is now mush. I get to see 16 movies a week for $27. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to make sure though that like I'm able to still enjoy my life. I'm going to still take my time out. I'm going to still take my days. I'm going to still go be a 20 something year old. Like SZA said, I'm going to go enjoy my 20s. Because I'm not doing this for fucking retail. I'm not doing this for no job, actually. No job is worth that. None of them. But I feel like boomers, and who's above boomers? How old is the oldest boomer? That's a quick Google search. Okay, so the oldest boomers are the ones born in 1946, making them 79, meaning that they don't work anymore. Usually. Usually they don't work. They're past retirement age for sure. And the youngest ones will be 61. They're born in 1964. So if you're working with boomers, they're typically on the younger side. So they're like in their 60s, close to retirement. But the way that our presidency is working, yeah, no. Yeah. We'll see. Me and my sister finna retire at goddamn 85. Anywho, I'm not letting y'all, I'm not gonna be worked to death. I'm so sorry that you saw the people before you and you had to work to death to get anywhere. But no, that's not fair. No. Like, don't get me wrong. I do wholeheartedly believe in having a strong work ethic. I do, because you're not really going to get many places in life without one. However, having to work to the bone gristle, as my old manager used to say, I'm not doing that. I don't think any fucking job is worth that. But with that being said, we are going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. And we're back. Okay, last thing, which really will turn into the last like 12 things. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe. Um, Being a Gen Z manager has been interesting and very trying on my nerves. Let's just say I've grown to hate anyone who's not Gen Z. Because I feel like, well, I can't really blame this on an entire generation, but Gen Z gives me the least amount of problems. And I know it's definitely because they feel like they can what? I know it's because they feel like they can connect with me, which, like, yeah, like I definitely love that, but also like there is still a level of respect. Like, they know I am, like, I still expect you guys to get your work done. I don't, you can talk to me all you want to. And like, the thing I love about my team is that they're this is actually like a love hate thing. They're not afraid to like give feedback. However, the only issue is, okay, they're giving me the feedback they have for me, which, like, yes, I appreciate it. I need to grow. Like, I don't even want to like go further in this like career path. Like, I think I'm cool like at base level manager, but I do appreciate the feedback for my personal growth and development. Like, I obviously don't want to be working at Gus to bleep that out. I obviously don't want to be working at my job forever. That's just not the path I would prefer to take. But I do think like whatever path I find, definitely um like this feedback that they give me will help me. And I don't plan on leaving. Oh my god, I almost said it again. I don't plan on leaving my job anytime soon, especially considering my manager just lost another like one of me, like a different, like, I lost my peer. He quit. Which means, like, one, we don't even have nobody. Two, I'm not gonna like leave her in the like lurch, because that would suck for her, which like literally would just suck for her. But like I like this job, so I'm like chilling for right now. But yeah, my team does give me feedback like for myself, but they also give me the feedback that they have for other managers, which I'm forever telling them, like, okay, if you feel this way, you need to give them feedback the same way you give me feedback. And they're always like, well, you're not going to get me in trouble. You're going to take the feedback and, and I'm like, yes, but also, like, I can't be the one like, oh, the team said this to this person, because they're going to be like, oh, well, I work with this, and this person. And I get it. They're, companies love we have a no retaliation thing, policy or whatever. Um, but they don't mean that shit. But being a Gen Z manager has been quite interesting. My team, who is like around my age and like a little bit younger, a little bit older, like definitely have a lot more respect for me than millennials did. When I first started, I had two girls tell me that they could not respect me or listen to me because I'm younger than them, and I'm like, why are you bitter? And then I remember telling someone, unsure who I was really like talking to, but I remember telling someone like near them, like, oh, I just got my master's degree. They're like, oh, how did you get your master's degree at 24? Like, these are what? Those were like that was those people. So being a Gen Z manager definitely like has its pros and cons, and like I said, my job has more pros than it does cons, so it does have more pros than it does cons. But um, millennials and Gen X and some boomers, they be hating me. They literally saw my young ass walk in and be like, okay, hey, I'm your new manager. Hey, and they're like, oh, I fucking hate her because she's young. Okay, girl. It could also be a race thing. I've been trying to not make it one. I really have. I've been trying my very best, but let's just say the people don't look like me. But like I said, I'm trying to not make it a race thing. I'm trying my best. So we're gonna hope for the best. But I don't know. I do have one team member who is very near and dear to my heart, and when she retires, because it's like 60 or something. When she retires, I really hope I will do not work there no more, because that's gonna break me. Like, I mean that in literally the most dramatic way ever. I love that lady. She is so sweet. She is so good to me. She's actually like low key too good to me. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Being management and Gen Z has been interesting to say the least, but I love it here. I think. Yeah, I kind of love it here. But you know the deal, the dealio, trying to act as millennial as possible. Y'all know the deal. We're going to read a story live. And I say live because I try not to read the stories. Well, I just simply ignore, well, I don't ignore the email. I just flag it. I like mark it as read, but I flag it so I don't lose it, because I will. I will literally be like, damn, what was that girl's name? And be searching in my inbox for the next 10 to 15 minutes, because I'm like, where is the fucking story? But, yeah, we're going to read a story live. I need everyone's live reaction, because you guys are about to get mine, because I love when you guys send me stories. And look, I only get one a week, so I'm glad I get the one, because, guys, I love this segment. Please send them in. But we'll be right back so I can pull up the email. We are back and ready to read. If you would like your story read, your amazing, insane, hilarious, funny story read, feel free to email me at theshipshowpod@gmail.com. I will read it. I promise. I will read it on here, even if I have to read 2 a day. Also, I have a story for you guys too, because my week has not been slow at all. I've actually had the week from hell. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's in the air right now, but I can't fucking do this right now. It doesn't help that it's only me. I don't have a peer, but I'm getting my ass handed to me on a platter right now. So, yeah, there's that. But this story is from Maya. The subject line reads, "Can you check in the back?" And I just know I'm gonna be triggered, and I know you had to live through it, so I ain't even gonna complain. Anyways, she goes, It's a quiet afternoon, too quiet, and that's what you get. You never say the Q word or the S word. S word being slow. You never say those words on shift. You think it once, and one time only. You go about your business, you go about your shift, enjoy your day, enjoy your lunch, enjoy your breaks. You clock out, and then you can say it out loud. Damn, it was kind of slow today. Damn, it was really quiet today. That's when you say that. You do not say those while on shift. You do not say that while clocked in. You don't get to say that until you clock out, because you're going to say it, boom, over. Anyways, she says, "It's a quiet afternoon, too quiet, which always tells me trouble is coming. Sure enough, here comes Janet." Is Janet her name? You named her that, because either way, it's hilarious. Mid-50s, walking with a purpose, holding a neon green shirt like it's a limited edition Birkin. Girl. She comes up to me, says, "Hi, can I get this in a size large?" I look. It looks like it's been stepped on. It looks dirty. I scan it. It says discontinue, and I know that we don't have it in a large. I check for the large. It says the system doesn't have it. It says we have 0 on the floor, 0 in the bag, and none in the store. She says, "Oh, I think that was our last one, but I'll check in the back just in case." Oh, baby, you better than me. I go to the back, open up a box, look through some racks, look through some aisles, just check, find nothing. I walk back out. "Sorry, looks like this is the only one that we have." She stares at me, pause, and goes, "Can you check again? Maybe you missed it." Cool, love that. I go back. This time I pretend to check a mannequin head and rearrange a few things for dramatic effect, make it look like I'm looking on the shelves and everything. Still, no green blouse. I come back. Nope, still nothing. She goes, "Well, can you call another store?" "Ma'am, this shirt was in the clearance rack because it's discontinued and it's dirty. It looks like it's been stepped on. The system probably doesn't even know that this medium exists." I offer alternatives. She doesn't like them, waves me off. Then she looks me dead in my eyes and says, "Can you just check one more time? I feel like it's back there." At this point, I start questioning if maybe I missed something. Maybe I've gaslit myself. Maybe the shirt is hiding, waiting for me to come find it. I go back a third time, take a long breath, stare at the wall, then come back out one last time. Still no luck. She sighs like I personally let her down and mutters, "You're just saying that because you don't want to go look for real." No, ma'am, I went to hell and back. No, ma'am, I went to hell and back for your discontinued blouse. There is nothing back there. She said in caps with like periods after each word. She left without buying anything, but not before refolding the blouse, wrong, mind you, and throwing it under a pile of flip flops. Girl, that don't piss me off. I'm actually not checking in the back. I'm a manager and I know my areas. Let's just say that I know my areas like the back of my fucking hand. I'm the one who sets the areas up the way for them to look the way they look. I'm not checking for shit. If I say I ain't got it, I ain't got it. I literally know. I literally work in like the easiest department, so it's like very easy to know if I have it. But I said I ain't got it. I'm not looking in the back. I may go that one time depending on the customer. I may, but I'm not going for a second or like not a third time. Are you kidding me right now? No. No. Like I am not her elite employee. Girl, fuck you. Yeah, baby, you better than me, cause that'd have been. I literally walk to the back, nay nay, and walk right back out. I literally walk towards the back. I never walk to the back. Maybe talk to somebody, go get something I've been wanting to buy, something. I'm not looking for that fuck ass blouse or shirt. You said both words, so I'm like, I don't know what it was. Which top? I'm not looking for that fuck ass top. No, it says I don't have it on the floor. My system knows everything. I don't got it. It's not there. And I don't care what you feel like I have. Girl, go to hell. Um, but again, this was your fault for saying it was quiet. If you said that out loud, please know that you cannot say that no more. Dude, that is not a word you say in retail. They be killing us, huh? But like I said, I have a story for you guys. But I of course let Maya go first because I'm very polite, very cutesy, very demure, or gorilla, very demure. I love that lady. Anyways, so I have instilled a new thing with my team, and I'm trying to instill it in the other managers of in my area that we need to be checking the fitting room once an hour. Point blank, period. We need to be, I'm talking about in there. We need to be in there once an hour. Like, we're getting to the point where, like, it's like basically summertime. People are graduating. They're looking for women's clothing. They're looking for men's clothing because they're graduating from high school and college. They're looking for swimsuits. It's summertime. It's getting really hot. It was really hot today. It's Saturday. Really hot today, meaning people are going to the beach. Like, we need to be in it. People are just like shopping. Like, it's Mother's Day weekend. People are shopping. We need to be realistic. We need to be in there every hour because let's say we wait 2.5 hours, it's gonna take us 45 minutes to clean it up when it could have just taken 15 after that first hour and another 15 after that second hour. No, like that's ridiculous. We're not gonna do that. So, like I said, I've been instilling that in my team. I try to check it at the top of the hour, but it doesn't always work like that. Especially considering what time I like walking there at first. And weekends are obviously way harder than weekdays. So, like I said, I check it once an hour. This was either Thursday or Friday. I don't remember. I want to say it was Thursday though. I got there at 9. Um, was this Friday? Was this yesterday? Anyways, I got there and I think it was yesterday. I got there at 9. I had to go to lunch by before 2. So I went to lunch. I clocked out for lunch at 1:55. So at 1, I was in the fitting room from like 1:40 to 1:50 because, like I said, check it every hour. You don't have to do too much. So I was in there with one other team member, and we just like cleared off the desk in there. We cleared out some of the rooms. Like, it was fine. It was good. We were good. Left out of there at 1:50. Walked to the back. Clocked out for lunch at 1:55. Came back to the fitting room. 1:55 to what, 2:40? I think that's 45 minutes, that sounds right. Came back to the fitting room not till 3 because I got with my manager. She asked me a couple things. I went to go make sure everybody's like area would look nice. Like it was areas were like green, like they looked good. Did all that. Cool, whatever. Went in there at 3. I was in there from 3 to 3:20 because I was running my mouth. I can't lie. My manager walked in there. I said something to her. She said back, whatever. A team member was in there with me. We were talking, whatever. You know, like I was running my mouth. But like I said, it was unattended from 1:55 to 3 o'clock, which, you know, it's a Friday, but it's still like early enough in the day for people to not, or for people to still be at work. So, you know, you don't think too much is happening. It was like 3:10, 3:15. I told my team member, like, oh, let's check the rooms really quick. And she's like, okay, we're checking. It's like some on each side. We're checking both sides. Like we're just on each of our individual sides. I guess come up to her and they're like, hey, can you help me find this? And I was like, just go help them. I know you have to leave soon, so it's fine. Like, I'll be fine in here. Because she was supposed to be off at like 3:15 or something. I was like, just go help them. I'll see you tomorrow. So I'm like, I looked through, it looked fine, because like I said, I checked it an hour and, 5 minutes prior. I was like, okay, cool, like, it looks fine. I'm going through everyone. I see something on the floor, it looks shiny. I'm like, fuck, somebody spilled water in here. Walk in the room, open the door, there's oil on the floor. I'm like, is this fucking baby oil? What is this? Look at the little stool thing in there. Lubricant. Oh. Y'all was getting y'all doonies dusted within an hour? Y'all was that motherfucking horny that you could not wait till you got home? You couldn't do it in the car? I called for support to help me clean it up. No one's responding. I'm damn near screaming. Like, can someone please come help me in the fitting room? Can someone please come help me in the fitting room? Please, please. Like, I'm damn near screaming. Come support me with this spill. What is going on? So my peer comes in. She's like, what happened? And I was like, I need the powder stuff to help me clean it up. She looks and she's like, what is that? And I'm like, yeah, there's the bottle of the lubricant right there. We like try to clean it up. It's just not coming up. It's like oil. Like, I cannot clean this shit up. I don't know what's going on. Call my manager and I'm like, hey, can you meet me in here? She's like, just close it. You let me go through all of that? You heard me say 10 minutes ago there was a spill in here. You did not come to my rescue? Girl, what the fuck? So I let her figure out how to close it. I was like, yeah, you can close it. Figure out how to tape something on it. Because, girl, ain't nobody talking about in there no more. Mind you, this is not the first time that I've had issues in the fitting room. I know I told you guys somebody took a shower in there one time. At my old store. This is not at this store. At my old store also, there was a used condom on the floor. And I hope you're picking up what I'm putting down by saying used. Thank you. Yeah, working is for the birds, but like working retail is for ostriches. What? I can't even say that word. An ostrich. Free me. Remember I said my brain is mush? I clearly wasn't playing. But with all of that tea, all of those funny, funny stories being spilled, that brings us to the end of another amazing episode of The Shift Show. I hope you guys had an amazing time listening, whether you're driving, clocking in, about to clock out, loafing, sitting around, at home chilling, whatever the case may be. I hope this was an amazing episode for you guys. If you want to send your stories in, email at theshiftshowpod@gmail.com. No spaces, no dots, no dashes, none of that. You can follow me on Instagram at The Shift Show Pod on Instagram. Also on my personal Instagram at simply.kayla with 2 S's and 2 Y's in Simply. I recently posted some Beyonce content. I thought it was pretty funny. But we will be back next week, of course, yapping along. I have some amazing things to talk about next week. So catch us next week too. Hope you guys have a great day. Bye.